I have a confession. I've run into some issues. Number one, crate training. And when Biscuits and I go out in public, she's way too interested in everything on the ground and everything she can see and here. Oh no, come when called. It's broken. And then there's potty training. Potty training. No.
Oh, I saw it. I found pee. Come on. Evidence.
Are you serious? This is downright bad.
I think you're finally feeling what a lot of your subscribers feel when they're like, yeah, Zach, but easier said than done.
Subscribe and click the bell so you get notified every time we upload a video. The most important things to focus on when you're struggling with potty training are controlling the environment, giving them more than enough potty breaks, and of course, feeding them on a consistent schedule. This smells amazing. Truly, I would not mind if my entire house smelled like this food. It even tastes good too. I'll bet you if I ate this, I'd probably be in the best shape of my life. Can we just take lunch? Here you go. And they've got different formulas too. Like this is the beef mash formula. It's got beef, potatoes, eggs, carrots, peas. That was the chicken cuisine. The thing about this food, Nom Nom, is that it's designed and portioned for your individual dog by an actual veterinary nutritionist. So on their website, you tell them things like your dog's weight, their age, and a few other things. They send it right to you in a box. Everything is frozen, and voila, you've got fresh food for your dog. Honestly, this is the innovation we've been waiting for in dog food. This food is half off right now just for our viewers for a 2-week trial. Use my special link, trynom.com/Zach. That's going to be in the description. I think we can all agree that I, as a dog trainer, need to do a better job of controlling Biscuit's environment. But look, the truth is, she's been a little bit hesitant about going in her crate and being comfortable there. I mean, a crate can be a wonderful way to keep your dog comfortable and safe for times when you can't directly supervise them. But rule number one is that they must love the crate and not feel stressed out while they're in there. They should think of it in the way that we think of our bedrooms. The goal that I have when I'm crate training dogs is to literally start accumulating seconds, minutes, hours of them being in the crate while in a pleasant frame of mind. The more you accomplish that, the more likely it is that they will probably take to the crate. At least that's been my experience. Right now, I'm just rewarding the attentive behavior, the sit, the look at me. Starting any training session with a puppy with something easy is the way to go. Start off by rewarding your dog for something really simple that they know really well, like look at me or sit or something like that. It really helps get them more enthusiastic about working with you when they know the rewards are coming easy. Let's see if throwing a treat in there will motivate her to go in the crate on her own. There we go. From this point forward, I'm only going to give her a treat when she's in there holding a sit. Since Biscuits has been taught to hold her sit-stay until she's released, this is a great way to get her comfortable existing within that crate for longer and longer periods of time. What happens if I get up and walk over here? Does she come chasing me? Not yet. It looks like she's starting to put 2 and 2 together. Truly, this is pretty incredible for me as a trainer to watch. This is a very young puppy, and she's only just learned the concept of staying when I walk away from her. It's natural for dogs to want to be close to us, especially puppies. Good girl, Biscuits, you're doing great. Okay, still some work to do. I didn't release her from that sit, but I do understand why she came running to me. But honestly, even though she broke stay, to come running to me is still pretty amazing, and I like that she came running to me, so I'm gonna reward it anyway. But I've gotta do a better job of letting her know when that sit stay is over moving forward. Let's do an experiment. I think we made it clear to Biscuits what we'd like her to do. Let's see if she calculates that going into the crate without a cue at all is something that she should do. In theory, I could make a case for rewarding her there because she's thinking about it. This is really powerful because she's having to originate the behavior. And it's wonderful not having to tell your dog every single move to make. It shows us how smart they actually are. I like that she's thinking, but I'm gonna hold her to a higher standard here. I wanna see her in a sit while in the crate. Yes. Good girl, that's wonderful. There's so much going on here, but this is truly a breakthrough moment. Biscuits gets distracted, as puppies often do. Notice how far away from the crate both Bree and I are. And she still runs straight back into the crate. So this can't be mistaken for her kind of inadvertently running to a person. And that's the more natural thing for puppies to do. But it seems like she's really realizing that for her to get what she wants, this particular action is what's gonna work for her. And all of this is happening without having to tell her to do a thing. All we've done so far is reinforce it when she is doing the right thing. And the reason that I want her doing this without too much instruction is because I want her to feel comfortable with going in and spending time in the crate on her own terms. And the other dimension of this is that she's learning how to brainstorm and really interact with this very human world. She's actually figuring out that she needs to go into the crate, and that holding a sit-stay for a period of time is very likely to get her what she wants. And all of this with almost no coaxing on my end at all right now. This is why I as a trainer really lean into positive dog training. I love that I don't have to make her do a thing here. We're succeeding here in making her want to do a thing. Watching her think and brainstorm is just amazing. This is massively deepening our communication right now. I'm just watching her skyrocket on her progress right now because I'm not having to be close to her. Look how far away I am from her right now. Okay, so I'm gonna release her there. Good girl. I'll give her a treat. And then I wanna see, does she anticipate going in the crate and holding a sit from way back here now? This would be kind of pushing it for her. I feel like if I were standing next to the crate, she'd be more likely to go in. And so sometimes being patient and just waiting it out is a good way to go. She's brainstorming. She's like, sometimes when I come up to you like this and I sit, I get treated, or when I'm hanging around you. We're not confusing her, or if we are, it's temporary. She'll learn soon enough what I want. She's like, this was working a moment ago. What is the one thing I'm not doing right? It's not just sit, it's sit from far away, it's sit while in a crate. Yes! I will reward that because I didn't want to take a chance on her backing out. So she wasn't holding a sit there, but she was still on the right track. Yes! There's my sit. What do we want to call getting in the crate for her?
Go to your room.
Oh, go to your room. Yes. Good job, I like that. Ideally, that's how I think of a crate. I think of it as a bedroom for a dog, a place for them to get their alone time. Sometimes dogs value that just like we do. Now the question becomes, can I get her to relax in there? I'm gonna throw that in there. And so the idea here is that I get her comfortable in there for a greater duration on her own. Like she's satisfied because she loves this. I'm hoping she's gonna lie down, at which time I'll close the door. Good. See, look at me, she's so easy to read. The turbo tendons have been great. These are actually for bigger dogs normally, but she thinks she's a big dog. Earlier on when I would do this, she'd be like, nope, you're moving too fast. I'm not interested in chewing this thing or eating this food, let me out. But now she seems to be adjusting quite well. These turbo tendons have been some of my favorite natural chews throughout these series. I like chews that really keep a dog's interest for a long period of time, and Pupford makes all kinds of awesome chews like this. So if you're looking for something that virtually every dog is going to be thrilled with, these turbo tendons are likely to be a hit. I'll have links in the description. It would be nice if she would chew that and pass out. She's been going all morning. Getting your dog to willingly go into a crate right before they're about to fall asleep is golden because it gets you many hours of them being in that crate, in that like relaxed frame of mind. I mean, think about how you feel when you wake up. You're calm. You don't usually just freak out, right? I don't want to put a dog that isn't mentally and physically satisfied into a crate, particularly this early on in their training. When a dog becomes frustrated while in a crate, that doesn't make anyone's life easier. So be mindful of the context in which you're asking your dog to accept the crate as well if you're struggling with this. She has what I would consider a natural degree of separation anxiety just because puppies tend to be more clingy than older dogs. This is a great chance to give her some alone time and show her that the world isn't going to end, assuming she stays into that chew. Good, she didn't react to the gate. Being calm while I'm here is one thing. But let me see if I can go downstairs and see if she remains at ease or if her anxiety level seems to increase. This is working great, but now we've got to work on some other significant issues I'm having with Biscuits in the real world, because training in your living room only goes so far anyway, right? We had fully intended to be out of Alaska by first snow. It looks like we have failed at that miserably. There's snow up here in the mountains, but we think if we go down into the city, we don't have to deal with the snow. That's just a few minutes away. Wow. Yep. They're everywhere here. That's a pretty moose. Thank goodness the weather is so much better down here. We're at a brand new place, a nice field. There's a good amount of foot traffic and things going on around us, but we're kind of off the beaten path. Biscuits has been on fire, and I'm sure everything is going to go absolutely perfect during this training lesson. Okay, it looks like Biscuits has lost total interest in me in favor of, oh, gross. Is that moose poop? Okay, assuming we can get Biscuits to stop eating moose poop, I'm sure everything else will be totally fine today. Okay, let me devise a plan. Now, in the meantime, I'm going to have to restrict her access to the moose poop. Good thing I have a leash. I think I'm working too close to the poop. The sentences we have to say in this profession. You could see her getting frustrated there, and that's something we want to avoid. The better mood she's in, the better training results she's gonna give me. That really is the first law of training your dog, keep them happy. But the second law of dog training is stop eating moose poop. Now, on one hand, I could ask her to leave it alone. We have trained leave it with a treat and a couple of other things throughout our training. But here's the thing. I mean, teaching a dog to leave a treat alone at home in your living room, that's one thing, but that doesn't translate into them understanding how to leave a delicious surprise alone. Bridging the gap between those two different types of leave it, that's gonna take some work. So rather than focusing on telling her what I don't want her to do, leave the moose poop alone, I'm gonna focus on teaching her to do something that she's been doing well with so far. Come when called. That's incompatible with eating moose poop. If she listens to me on that, she can't be eating moose poop. Why am I saying moose poop so much? Come. Oh no, come when called. It's broken. She's giving me a tough time here. I'm just looking for the slightest acknowledgement of my existence. At which time I'm going to encourage her to come to me by hopefully being exciting enough to her. Yes! Come on, over here. Okay, yes. It looks like she's remembering how to come to me when I call her. So this is improving. And in instances like this where I do spark her interest, I really like to try to go for several successes in a row. Because sometimes their attention span can be very short, and if you can squeeze in a lot of successful reps in that time, that's only likely to help you. She's looking pretty happy. I'm not even calling her at this point. So now she's anticipating, and we really like that a lot. Yes. Good. She look like she's having fun to you? Now, we've been able to work with the moose poop all around us, and Biscuits is leaving it alone perfectly now. But there's still the other matter of getting her attention around all of the other distractions at this park. Things like dogs and people in close proximity to her. Some of them rolling down a hill or doing wheelies on their bike. What can I say, Biscuits? People are weird. Have another couple of pedestrians here. Here. Yes. Good girl. She's been doing great with food as a reward today. But you know, I really like to have the option to use a toy as a currency as well. I mean, toys really have the benefit of bringing out a certain level of enthusiasm in many dogs at least. But they only work if a dog is interested in playing with that toy or with you at that particular moment. Dogs over here, kind of approaching, but yes! Good. And so here I can say yes, and the reward can be a little tug with the frisbee or a chase of it. Good. She looked at these people. I mean, just watch this. Watch her attention become divided as she attempts to reason as to what I want her to do. Because she's been consistently reinforced with me in the past, this appears to be tipping the scales towards acknowledging me instead of those other dogs. And I like to experiment with a variety of toys. A frisbee's a harder sell to some dogs because it doesn't squeak or roll. Good, go get it. Come. Good girl, good. Let go? Yes. Really getting the hang of let go. You really have to train a dog one step at a time. It's not about the toy, it's about you. You want to be exciting to your dog in whatever way it is that you personally do that. Go get that far one. Her fetch skills are becoming downright sophisticated. Yes, that was the full length of the lead. How about that? Oh no, my worst nightmare. Biscuits, come on. Not only do we have moose poop everywhere, but there are people and dogs, and it's all happening at the same time. Just kidding, it's a great training opportunity. Here, yes. See if she likes to run and stop and check things out. Good girl. And it's victories like this that really keep us going and make those small steps worth all of the effort. I mean, at the beginning of this lesson, I couldn't reliably get her attention on me consistently at all. And so now we're starting to see all of that prerequisite come into focus and be applicable in the real world. But just because we got traction today on some of her issues doesn't mean we're not going to have more issues in the future. There's still training to do. Can I have some more of that nom nom now? With this being 50% off for a 2-week trial, Inertia can afford to share with me. Inertia, I'm gonna have a link in the description where you can get your own nom nom. But it might be harder to get her to share those Pupford super high quality chews. I'll have links to all of that in the description just in case. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok and get a copy of both of my books. I mean, if you like books, of course. And if you want to know everything that I know about dog training anyway, subscribe to my channel. This is working out pretty good so far. See you next time.